Extreme Collectibles here. You ever put a statue on order or even waitlist and hope you don't get it? This is that time. But I'm actually decently happy. So let's find out why while we look at Sideshow Mystique. Extreme Collectibles here with Sideshow Premium Format Mystique Exclusive. Pretty sure I messed up those words. It doesn't go in that order. But this is a piece by Sideshow. They made 600 of the exclusive, 1,200 of the collector's edition, the non-exclusive, and it retailed right around $560, $570. They announced it about 9 months ago, and I recently jumped on the wait list because I want a Mystique for my giant X-Men collection. My X-Men is probably my biggest collection that I'm working on. And I had this option and the XM Studios. And just like many people out there, including reviewers, I liked the XM Studios better with two exceptions. One is I didn't like it doesn't showcase her powers in any way. She's a shapeshifter, so it'd be cool to see something with that. And two, it was twice the price. So I initially held back on this. I wanted to see reviews, and as most of you know, if you've watched them, tons of bad reviews, mainly QC issues from paint to connection to all that. So I wasn't really sure, but somehow I impulsed it and I got on the wait list and I got mine delivered, and the QC issues are very minimal. So I'm pretty happy with that. And it looks a lot better in person, just to be honest with you. So I was worried I was going to hate it and have to return it or just live with a piece I hated, but I do not. So as I said, this is the exclusive. So the collector's edition, the left hand right here is just a normal hand with a gun. And the exclusive has her changing into X-23 or Laura. So kind of to me it's an awesome exclusive, to be honest with you. It's really, really cool. It's what what makes the statue, but it's not. There's a lot of really neat things with this. So this is going to go on my giant X-Men wall. I have I'm guessing there's going to be about 36 pieces on this wall once it's all said and done. It's going to be my showcase, my ultimate. I have the Maji cases to build it. But purchased her, very happy with it so far, and let's just talk about some of the reasons I'm happy. So concept and design-wise, first, I keep saying first of all this review. I don't know why. And you shouldn't really say first of all more than once. So ninth of all, the thing about this is it's not a Sentinel X-Men piece or X-Men villain. That's kind of the rage right now of those 36-ish statues I have. Probably half of them are that, maybe a little less than that. So it is not an X-Men vs. Sentinel statue. It is a museum pose where she's kind of... so when we say museum, it's stoic. It's... what is the word? I forgot it in another review too. It's static, not stoic, static. She is kind of stoic though too. And she's kind of posing for a picture. That's what museum pose means. She's not in any big action dynamic, and she's on Xavier's School for the Gifted Youngsters base. It's the sign, the coin, the emblem. So like she just destroyed it. And it's going to be very similar to the XM base, same conceptual similarities. I'm using big words too. Conceptual similarities. But she's standing on the base. Her dress is flowing in the wind. She's turning into X-23 with her left hand. She's got her gun with her right hand, and she's just smug as hell. Very smug smile. Really knows who she is and what she can do. And in the X-Men movies that they made, I think they captured a lot of the attitude of Mystique, which I really enjoy. I didn't like necessarily the physical appearance compared to the comic appearance, but to each his own. So very cool concept. The design was actually pretty good. Like I said, no really big issues. It goes together really easy. I didn't talk about this in the background info, but her arms and head and front dress. Look, watch this. Can't even get it off now. But my chair just went down. Ate too much today. But so very, very cool. So let's jump into the paint and the sculpt. Starting at the base, as you guys know, I really am a stickler for concrete and rock rubble type bases. I bash them, or I like them. I like this one. It's not the best I've seen by any means, but Sideshow did some good detail with the sculpting, from the little rocks to the big rocks. A lot of gravel in there, and the paint really complements it too. I like the fact they use both the reddish, orangish hinges and the concrete grayish tones. I like how it's coming over the emblem for Xavier's School for the Gifted. And speaking of the emblem, talk about that transition. Very cool coloring on this. I like the mixture of the black and the gold to give it that wear. And there is a giant divot in it that I assume was made maybe by Juggernaut or someone else. But and it's cracked open as she just destroyed the school, killed all the X-Men. Very, very good job on the sculpt. Starting at Mystique's boots, great job on her boots. There are some really cool folds and indentions and textures on the sculpt. And it's this shiny white paint that just pops. Looks really good. It looks like leather boots. And they did a great job with her heels, and I like how the heels are pressing into the emblem on the bottom. And these boots go all the way up, and it continues that great sculpt. And then you see her dress flowing in the wind, which is not as shiny or reflective, but it's still really cool. It still has a little bit of reflection to it and great sculpt and flow in it. And it's not just a solid white. You see a little bit darker hinge, especially on the front. And then her thighs, there's not really any muscular definition in her thighs. I think that was a tiny bit of a miss, but I do like the coloring on her. The same coloring is throughout her entire skin. I think it matches Mystique well. Instead of going too dark, I do like the lighter version. Her gun holsters look really cool. I think one opportunity is where the straps on the gun holsters meet the paint. They could have done a little finer detail right there to make it look a little more realistic. But moving up, her belt looks pretty good. Not only the gold skulls on the front, really good sculpt, really solid color, and it's not a brand new shiny gold, but it's different than the base gold. And again, a few areas of opportunity for improvement where the belt actually meets the skin or her dress. Then even on the back, you see here she has a nice little gold skull, and here there's a clear definition between the belt and the dress, so I think they did a good job. And then looking at her back muscles right above that, very good definition. I like the sculpt. She's not too muscular, she's athletic, she's slim, and it maintains that really cool blue tone that I like. The front of her dress, really cool. Again, they managed to get a lot of those folds in there, just like they did with her boots, and some stitching. It looks really, really good. And then she has the sleeves on her arms. Very similar, not as many folds in at least the right one that's all white, but it looks good. Her fingers and hands look okay. The anatomy is a little bit different than I'm used to, almost like ET fingers, so I think they had some opportunity, especially at her fingertips. The gun looks okay, but as you see here, the gun handle is the Paint App QC issue they really had. Really, really bad job on that. I think tons of room for opportunity. And then her exclusive switch out hand, mine is really good. Not really any big paint issues around the hand or the claws, so very, very happy with that. And then just really quick, her portrait. First, the hair looks okay. I do like the colors in it. I like how they used a darker red on the bottom and a brighter red on the top. The strands, there's a few individualized ones in there. It looks like she brushed it, but it looks okay again. Her face, I think the paint job on her face is okay. A lot of okays on here. The red lipstick. I think the eyes, they had room for improvement. However, the sculpt on the face is pretty good, and I like her skull headband. So there's a lot of reviews out there on this piece, but I'm kind of doing something where I review every new piece I get. But this is a keeper for me. I'm going to go set her on my X-Men wall. I have about 15 of the 36 I have coming right now. So I'm going to set her right next to Magneto, Sideshow Maquette, or yeah, I think I'm going to. So let me know what you think. Go ahead and subscribe, hit that bell. If you got a piece of her, if you got a piece of Mystique, man, that would be wild. Would that not? Anyway, if you got Mystique, let me know. Let me know if yours had QC issues. If it didn't, let me know if you're getting the XM one. Let me know if there's one other one out there I don't know about. But very, very cool piece. I'm very happy with it. I'm very happy I didn't get the issues with it. So I'm happy you watched, and take care.